Hello everyone. Welcome to the official YouTube channel of TKREC College. My name is Manodip Chakraborty and I am an assistant professor of English at the Humanities and Social Science Department. Today's topic of discussion is precise writing. This topic or this intended lecture This topic or this intended lecture is targeted to analyze the following objectives. How to analyze a particular form of idea, what information you can get from a certain form of text, and if it is a multimedia form, what you can gain by formulating questions. If you are watching a video, how you can concise it to a certain time limits. Following various propositions that how and what is going on inside the texts, what are the emotions that are being followed, what are the alternative ways are there for expressing certain views, what are the perspectives that the speaker is trying to convey. These are the objectives of before writing are precise. So let us start the lesson. A precise is actually a French word. It is not an English word with stress on E. A precise is, as you can see, is written on the slide, a clear, concise, and orderly summary of the contents of a writing. But it is more than a concise writing of a certain piece of a writing. This consciousness of the document should follow all the structures of the original document. When students try to write a precise, they, however, try to incorporate their own emotions, their own feelings, and their own understanding when writing the piece. One should keep in mind that a precise is actually targeted for a short amount of space. The short amount of space should not destroy the writer's original feelings, original sympathy. It should convey the emotions in an orderly manner in a precise format. The pronunciation of the precise is quite different from one another. Many people pronounce this as précis. Many people pronounce this as precise, while many students also pronounce this as precise. So, whatever is the pronunciation, the accepted form of pronunciation is précis. However, as the student forgets his own or cultural barriers and tends to follow other international languages, the student can the student can utter any form of pronunciation without being baffled of the actual pronunciation. The accepted form of pronunciation is précis. The précis is, if you want a particular definition of a précis is one third of the summary of an essay or paragraph or any intended lecture. However, this one thirdness of a certain document is not so easy to write. This writing should follow the author's purpose, author's tone, and the organizational structure. Let us discuss the three aspects one by one. The purpose of the author is decided by the fact that when the author is writing, what is or her original purpose behind writing it, why the person started writing the document in the first place, what are the verbal elements that the writer is trying to convey. Second is the tone of the document, whether the tone is assertive, interrogative, explanatory, emotional, empathetical. Based on the tone of the document, you should also try to understand the same one and try to convey the same tone in the final document. You should remember one thing before writing a precise is that when you are writing the document, you are just acting as a merely transmuter or a conveyor of one document to another document. You are just making it short for a better understanding for the larger audience. The organizational structure, on the other hand, it follows a fourfold structure that we'll discuss within a short time. When we discuss about condensing sentences uh, or making short the entire document into its one-third length, there are certain things that one should keep in mind. Before you start even writing one single word in the page, you in your mind, it should not be there that you are understanding the line clearly, that you are thinking, oh, the document is very easy to understand and I can easily condense it following my own interpretations. Please try to understand this thing. It is not about your own understanding. It is the understanding of the author that is in focus. Therefore, first, you should have an overview of the entire passage. Try to read the passage multiple times, at least 2 or 3 times. A reading of 3 times will highlight the central idea of the sentence, the central idea of the passage, and where is the central idea is located. Is it the first line or tropical line, or is it the ending line or the conclusive line? After you identify the central idea, you can forward or you can proceed to make the sentences concise. When we are concerned about how to make the sentences concise, the first one is that use a dictionary, particularly a dictionary which offers you synonyms. The synonymical dictionaries are very much important when you want to make the sentences very short in length. Suppose you are writing a sentence that in the afternoon you are having certain kind of food and that is very tasty. You can make this a very short by using the simply 2 words, tasty lunch. If you don't have a particular vocabulary at your disposal, it would be very much complicated or very much hard to even think of concising the document. So the suggestion is that use a bilingual dictionary first, then slowly move towards a English to English dictionary. Even nowadays, as everything is becoming online, the Oxford Dictionary is a very good choice from the Play Store. However, the British English Dictionary, which is offered on offline words, are very useful if you have an online internet problem. Next is that whenever you try to think of making the document a very short, very useful to understand, you should also understand one thing, that you should not make the document entirely too short so that you are understanding the document but it becomes impossible for the another person to whom you are writing the document. Just understand this factor, that you are making the document short after reading it 3 or 4 or multiple times. Hence, even if you write 4 or 5 lines, you can completely get the idea or you can completely process the idea in your brain about the entire document. But just think of the another receiver to whom you are writing. Is that person will also be able to understand the same format, same document in the same manner? So when you are making it concise into one-third of the length, try to make it as a probable as possible so that the third person or the intended person can also understand the original author's emotions or feelings. For this reason, the first step should be to pick out the key words. How to understand that which word is a key word and which is not a key word. Just try to think it like this, that if you are having one dinner today, then dinner is the keyword. If you are having one online class today, the online class is the keyword. If you are having one exam today, the exam is the keyword. So within a sentence, you have a formulation of words that is the lexical arrangement of words to convey a proper message. Try to eliminate one by one each of the words. You'll see that when you omit one word or eliminate one particular word, the entire system of the sentence becomes kind of messy. You are not understanding the meaning if you omit that particular word. That particular word then is the key word of the particular sentence. However, in this regard, you also need to understand that a sentence can have multiple keywords embedded in it. First, try to understand the structure of the sentence, whether it's a simple, complex, or compound sentence. Try to identify the punctuation marks, comma, full stop, semicomma, hyphen, colon, etc. And then try to divide the sentence into its simplest form, that is subject, verb, and object. After identifying this, you have to try to find out that where is the keyword now. If you are analyzing a complex sentence and as the time period is very short, you are just picking the wrong keyword, the entire sense of the document can be wrong. One simple way is to identify where the keywords are or is that you should eliminate all the articles that is embedded in that. And if there are also prepositions are there, you should also avoid using the prepositions. If you eliminate all of these things, you have a certain number of words only at your hand. Then calculating the words for finding out the keywords would become a very much easy job. After you find the keywords, try to write the entire document by following a simple sentence structure. For writing the simple sentence structure, the format is subject, verb, object, and full stop. However, if you are thinking complexly in your brain will tell you to write a compound sentence or a complex sentence. So when you try to write these things, one can follow that a complex sentence is very easy to write. A compound sentence is also very easy to write. But when one thinks about a simple sentence, it is easy to think but not so easy to write. Therefore, a student should practice writing a simple sentence first. Use the keywords, create a simple sentence structure, and convey your meaning. When you when you are analyzing a passage, you will find certain kind of words are embedded in them, which are expressing that the meanings are not proper for them. For instance, here you can see the lines that her morning thoughts are incoherent. What is the meaning of incoherent? In order to understand the meaning of incoherent, you have to open your dictionary and find that there are many metaphors, sorry, there are many similar meanings are embedded in that. You have to pick the easiest one from them and you will find that the easiest meaning of the dictionary is usually your everyday use of speech. Using that everyday use of speech, you have to express the emotion. Here you can see at the down, you get more bang, you get more bang for your buck when the actual word is that B-A-C-K. These kind of things are called similes and metaphors. When due to pronunciation error or the vocabulary capacity of the writer, the meaning of a certain words becomes too much complicated to understand. In order to simplify them, one student needs to write the document as clearly as possible using the simplified meanings that are available in the dictionary. So a dictionary knowledge is very much important when you are writing this kind of documents. This is a kind of this is a kind of chart you may say to write the entire thing. So this is to summarize how to write the document using properly every each step. First, count the words in original. But before counting it, you should have a reading of 3 to 4 times to analyze the keywords. Then cross out the descriptions. A descriptive phrase usually follows after a comma or a dash. It usually comes in compound sentences which explain an event. Then, if you have a problem understanding the meaning of a word, take a dictionary, first a bilingual one, then slowly move to an English one. Omit interjections, omit any kind of articles, then you have a clear mention of the key words in your sentence. Try to read the original multiple times again. Then, what ideas that you have in your brain, following this, you start summarizing the sentences. But when you are summarizing the sentences, try to omit the metaphors and similes, that is, the complicated meaning of certain words. Try to keep your words as simple as possible using a simple meaning from the dictionaries. If you have a clear understanding of the dictionary meaning, you can proceed writing the document without using a dictionary. However, follow the structure of simple sentence, that is subject, verb, and object. And if you have a depth understanding of tenses, then you don't have to worry of writing how to write a simple sentence. After you complete writing the entire document, then again try to count the number of words in the original and the number of words in your writing. For counting the original words, a very shortcut process is there. First count the number of words in the first line, then count the number of words in the following lines, the left hand words only, then multiple them, you have the exact number of the words that you have in the original. Follow the same process in your precise writing. First count the first line of the words, followed by counting of the words in the left hand side, the lines, how many lines you have. Then multiply them, you have the exact number or nearly exact number of words that you have in your modified writing. With this, the lecture of precise writing is complete. Thank you.